Gentlemen, welcome. It's been a while since we've had a video to recap the week. And before I recap this season, because that's what I'm going to do, and look ahead to the playoffs, I just want to say something. Sunday, when I made that large text in the group chat, I wanted to be known that I didn't take anything personal from what was being said. But prior to that text, Dross and I were texting outside of the group chat, and I just told him, like, hey, man, got some things going on, and that's why, like, the enthusiasm's been kind of down and everything like that. And then he just said, hey, I looked forward to it. So from what Dross told me about how he looks forward to the enthusiasm and everything, I figured, oh, they probably all do. So I'm just going to get it out in the open on why I haven't been the most enthusiastic commissioner and why I've been a little MIA. And I just wanted to be known that I did not take anything personal from the comments of saying that my lack in the group chat and in the league was diminishing. I didn't take that personal. I just wanted to be known on why it was diminishing. All right. Next order of business. The regular season ended yesterday. Playoffs start today, basically, because we have games on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We have Jake versus Frankie and Drost versus Mike. But before we look ahead to that, I just want to give a little shout out to everyone this year for a great year. I know it was awkward with COVID and like having to play players that like probably wouldn't have normally gotten played and everything. So congrats on you guys for being a good fantasy manager. And just wanted to shout out you guys again for just being a great group. And I love being with you guys all the time. As your loser of the league, our punishment that we decided was public embarrassment. And I will take that take it right on the chin. I will be going to Northampton on probably January 2nd. It's a Saturday. I think, yeah, it is a Saturday. And be doing a nice little open mic night with me and a ukulele. So whoever wants to come. Whoever doesn't, you don't have to. Just wanted to let you know that will be the punishment. But yeah, I'm not too butthurt that I came in last, you know? Think it's a nice humbling experience that next year, like, have to try harder, not have to draft 8 rookies on draft night and not have to then trade my first 4 picks for 2 players and my player that I got, Saquon, who tore his ACL in week 3. I have to stop doing dumb shit like that. But, you know, this was just an eye-opening year. So let's go through the awards for the year, and then I'll look ahead to the playoffs. Most surprising team, I'm going to give it to 2 people. I'm going to give it to Jake and Mike because they're both in the playoffs. They're both the same person. And why they're surprising is just because on draft night, everyone pronounced Mike's team as trash. I know I did because I'm looking at the draft board right now. He went James White, Sterling Shepard, Rob Gronkowski, and Wayne Gallman, four horrible picks back-to-back. I mean, Gronk has since become better, but for the first couple weeks of the season, he was bad. Gallman was good later on, but, like, on draft night, he was the third-string running back. So, for Mike and Jake to have the best record, and I think Mike to be tied with the second best record, it's the most shocking. So congrats to you two. I know Jake said this is the first year that he's really cared about football and cared about this fantasy league. So Jake, I'm glad that the first year that you have given an effort, your team has done well. Let's go on to the other end of the spectrum. The not so shocking team is Dan. Second year in a row of having a great start, but not making the playoffs. It's all right, Danny boy. Me and you, the apartment of losers over here at Van Deen, apartment B5, both horribly mediocre. I wouldn't even say mediocre. I would just say horrendous seasons. But it's all right. We'll bounce back. We'll be back. Um, Dupe, I'm gonna give Dupe the Fall from Grace Award from going to be the champ to the consolation bracket. It sucks, but this is where Frankie was last year. So you know what, Dupe? Maybe you just maybe next year you'll be where Frankie is and be in the playoffs. John, I'm gonna give John the award of reading too much into the tea leaves, bro. Now, me and you, first round consolation bracket, that's the popcorn battle right there. But I mean, I think John, what sucks personally for your team is just the Kenyon Drake pick. Horrible, not horrible pick because of like he had a lot of hype and he didn't stand out. And then the Mixon pick, the Bengals just have no offensive line, so it's really bad. Next, I'm gonna go to Borelli. Better luck next year, Nick. Just a very trash team overall. You've had so many questionable moves throughout the season where you traded Chubb away for basically nothing. Then you got him away for more than what you sold him like 3 weeks later. So, Nick, just a horrible season. But you got what you wanted, Nick. You wanted to see Dan first round in the consolation bracket. So I hope you enjoy that. Next, I'm going to go to Jones. Jones, I'm going to give you a repeat award because a couple weeks ago, I gave you the deny award. I'm going to give you that again because all throughout the season, it was just like, Zach, make a trade, make this, do this. And then you just denied it. Zach, if you started Sanders this week, you probably would have been in the playoffs right now instead of Frankie, but you didn't. But this was just a learning year for most of us. That's what I'm gonna label this year as just a learning year. Congrats to those that made the playoffs, but it's just a learning year. To Drost, I'm gonna give Drost the Darth Vader award because he's a very consistent villain. I know that's kind of lame. I couldn't really think of any other villain, but Drost, you were just always there, always the first one to chirp, always the one to, when we think the argument or group chat's dead, to just pick it right back up and keep going. But you backed it up this year. You made the playoffs, and, third year in a row. Congrats to you. The only one in this league that has made the playoffs 3 years in a row is you. So, Drost, I will give you kudos to that. Nice job. If you can get to the championship, I'll give you even more kudos. But Nick, I'm proud of you, Nick, for doing this, for being the only player in our league to have made the playoffs 3 years in a row. Frankie, you're the last one that I haven't given an award to. I'm just gonna give my hats off award to you, Frankie, because you're like the Chargers on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like when pronounced dead, you don't stay dead. When the Chargers are pronounced winning, they go dead, if that makes any sense. But Frankie, you were down bad, down out a couple times this year, and you fought back, made the playoffs with a 7-7 record. Things had to fall right your way. So kudos to you, my man. I'm happy it did. Congrats to you. Talked to John Sunday night. Me and him are already looking forward to next year. Like, fuck it. This season was a wash. I would love some ideas on how to pick the draft order for next year, but we can talk about that at the end of this league because playoffs are starting. And there's one thing I want to show you guys. Now, I made a goof. I bought the ring, but the thing on Amazon said it was the 2020 ring. Luckily, they're only $18, so I can just return this. But it's the 2019 ring. So this will be our fantasy championship ring. Just pretend it says 2020 on there, not 2019. But I will be buying a new ring sooner I think we have 2 weeks until the winner is decided. So once the winner is decided, we will get a new ring then. Looking forward to it, you guys. It's going to be a very fun year. Or very fun playoffs. Our first matchup, I'm not going to do projections for the losers bracket because it's the losers bracket. First matchup is Jake and Frankie. My winner's Frankie. I think Frankie's going to win. Jake has some of the lowest points against in the league. And, you know, one thing I will say is that you don't pick who you play, but when you can flex your muscles, flex them. And Frankie certainly flexed his muscles these past couple of weeks. So I'm just going to give Frankie the win. And I think he might be getting his second ring soon. So, Jake, you did have a very impressive run, but I think it's coming to a close by this time next week. And then you can go back to, you know, barely caring about football. Next is Mike and Drost. Who can forget that Thursday night where Mike was calling Drost a smooth brain and a stupid idiot and all those words? It was a great time, great content. If Christian McCaffrey plays this Sunday, I give the win to Drost. But I don't think he will, so I give the win to Mike. Only for Mike to then go into the championship and lose against Frankie. Now, with the playoffs happening now, my projection to win it all is Frankie. But I'm going to go Frankie, most likely to win it all. Mike's the dark horse. Drost, if he's healthy. I'm going to give Drost the if award. And then Jake, I don't know. It scares me having Tannehill on your team, Jake. Derrick Henry, these December weeks, it's all him. It's the D-Hop or Derrick Henry show. So, Jake, your team scares me. But next week, I'll be making another video, and then we'll know who's going to be playing in the championship, and I will give an outlined an outlined plan on who I think is going to win. I personally believe it's going to be Frankie, but that's just my opinion. And yeah, I'll do the punishment. I lost. We've always done it as not the loser of the losers bracket, but the loser of the whole league. And that was me. So, your commissioner, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the first video back. See ya.